My name is Mukundi. I am the founder of an EdTech company called Ambani Africa. I was inspired to start Ambani because of the lack of resources in African languages. So whether we're talking about images or just content representation for Africans and in African languages is very limited. I also wanted to learn my own language of Tshivenda more fluently, but found that there weren't a lot of resources for me to do this. On the other hand, my co-founder had spoken an African language in his household. He got to school, he was taught in English, and he found that he really struggled to bridge that gap between having to learn a new language and having to learn in that language at the same time. So we were just really inspired by this idea that there's a need for learning in African languages and for learning African languages. So we believe that access trumps technology, but at the same time, learning how to use certain technology is an important part of the learning that we are offering to our users and learners. And so we're always finding ways to balance the technology that we use, being innovative about what it is we're doing, and understanding that oftentimes how you're learning is as important as what you're learning, because what you're learning changes so quickly. Your ability to enjoy learning, your ability to use technology to continuously learn is an important skill to learn. And so we're always trying to find the balance between what technology can we use that is interesting, but at the same time, how do we ensure that it remains accessible to more and more users? And I think that's a challenge to every EdTech business, is to say we want to use technology, but is it accessible? And of course, access always trumps that technology. So what I think really differentiates Ambani is our focus on early learning and on the foundation phase, and we really want to be able to grow with our user. So in South Africa, you'll find that 78% of our learners can't read for meaning and can't do basic calculations by the time they're in grade 4 and 5. And oftentimes statistics say if you're behind by the time you're in grade 3, it's very difficult to catch up. So we really focus on a gamified approach to making early learning as interesting as possible. We also believe in language, not just as a subject, but as a gateway to other subjects. So how do we teach not only African languages, but offer African language teaching for other subjects? So we currently have about 12,000 users on our platforms and growing. Our aim is to really be able to impact over 1 million learners who start their early education journey each new year in South Africa. So we still have a long way to go, but we're growing. I think the most common challenge that EdTechs face is this idea of impact versus your own sustainability. Oftentimes you find that the people who need your product the most, the people who are using it the most, aren't necessarily the ones who are able to pay for it. And so you might have a different user and a different customer or a different client. And so being able to balance the needs of the users with your own sustainability is often a challenge, and I think it's a continuous challenge and not just now in the beginning of our business. Other challenges include being able to put a team together. So our background isn't always in education, but we've been intentional about involving teachers and educators in all of the different products that we're building and in what it is we're doing. The support from Injini has been incredible. I think since the very beginning of the business, when Ambani was just an idea, we were able to really work through and build what has ultimately become the Ambani Africa business. Being able to access experts, whether it's in education, whether it's in business and entrepreneurship and finance, has really been one of the major pillars that have helped build our business.